Greetings, young ones. My name is Burgers Frederick Skinner. You guys know me better as B.F. Skinner. If you're a fan of my Skinner box and would like to know more about me, then you have come to the right place. I'm born on 20th March 1904 to Grace and William Skinner in Pennsylvania, and my childhood experience is considered affectionate and stable, as I attended a local high school with only 7 other students. Being a psychologist has never ever crossed my mind before, because as a child, I always wanted to be an inventor, an entertainer, as my hobby as a child is to build things. I built rafts, I built wagons, and I even trained a pigeon to do tricks. However, later, I found my place in writing. However, my childhood experience plays an important role in my psychology career, as it leads me to realize how life is a product of past experience. I can trace back my behaviors directly as a result of the stimuli in my environment. After high school, I went to Hamilton College to pursue a degree in English. However, I find life in the college to suck because of my intellectual attitude. I was always picked on because of how I disliked sports and parties. I rather spend my time on contributing to mankind and leaving a legacy instead. And thus, I graduated with a degree in English, and I started pursuing a career in writing. However, life isn't always smooth for me, as I have little success in writing over the 2 years, and I get rejected by many women. My self-worth is completely shattered. However, life is fair, as one door closes, another opens. During this period, I stumbled upon Watson's and Pavlov's work, and this awakened my interest in human nature. Later, I enrolled in Harvard for PhD in psychology, despite no prior experience in the field. Later on, I published a dissertation in my PhD of how similar the concept of the reflex are in describing behavior. Finally, if I hadn't failed in writing, there wouldn't be any operant conditioning today. One of my first literature, The Behavior of Organisms, only sold 80 copies in 4 years and received a large negative review. It was sad. However, 50 years later, the books become one of the books that changed modern psychology, as the practical of the book was discovered in many applied areas. How about that? You know that I transformed my own basement into a Skinner box? There's only books, bed, and a workstation in that room. After working hard, I reinforce myself with music and sleep, and I find this to be extremely productive. Nevertheless, my greatest joy still lies in writing. Over the years, I've written a lot of scholastic papers and even fiction. And my greatest joy in writing is that my papers are cited more than Sigmund Freud. Ha ha ha. My greatest achievement is a sci-fi novel called Walden 2. And in this novel, I apply the science of behavior to design a human community of a utopian city, where at a fairly young age, residents of Walden 2 are conditioned to be productive and happy. Ha ha ha, not to brag, but besides being one of the most influential scientists in the 20th century, retired away, and I am still a writer, a social philosopher, an inventor, and also a celebrity. You know that I have my own fan base, and I'll always appear in TV. However, all life comes to an end eventually, when I was diagnosed with leukemia in 1989 with only 2 months to live. However, I was optimistic about it and enjoyed the remainder of my life. My only concern is towards my wonderful wife, Yvonne, and my beautiful daughters, Julie and Deborah. Oh yeah, before I forgot, I wanted to emphasize how much I hated cognitive psychology. It threatened the very existence of psychology and even my legacy. Even as a friend of me, I protest heavily to the bitter end that people will not fall into the tricks of cognitive psych. Then I died. Hope you guys enjoy my story. Thank you for listening.